Bizarre.
Hello, my name is Mark Selby of the Bizarre Network, and please join me for some geek news. We got a few fun things I'd be happy to tell you about, so please sit right down and let's get a move on. Oh, wait, what's that? You want me to get that ad read out of the way now? Alright, if that's what you want. While you're getting comfortable, let me tell you about Audible.com. Audible is a beautiful website which hosts thousands and thousands of audiobooks for your listening pleasure. If you are always on the go like me, or you don't have time to read, or maybe it's too hard on your eyes, either way, with Audible, you can listen to someone else read the book to you while you go about your daily routine. That's right, amazing, I know. What's better is, by going to audibletrial.com/bizarre, you can get a free audiobook on us. I'm currently reading Neil Gaiman's Anansi Boys. But if you have a moment of time, you can search through their amazing library for the right book for you. Once again, that's audibletrial.com/bizarre. Alright, first, let's jump straight into tech. The Gear, Samsung's The Gear, their VR technology, is finally getting some competition as Android will be premiering its own VR headset this fall. Google I/O, which is Google's annual show for developers, showed off Daydream, the name of which is the name of their VR program, which is to be set up this fall. Later on this year, they'll put out requirements if you want to make your phone Daydream ready, and is said to have several designs for the headset. HBO, Hulu, and Netflix are said to have programs which will be ready for when the platform launches. So as soon as it's good, there's already going to be stuff available for it, which makes sense. It's for Google. There's a whole bunch of information. A lot of it's on like their controls and how the VR controls. I have actually never used a VR, so I sounds like a controller to me. So if all of our links are in the description below, so you're more than welcome to take a look and see if you're interested in that at all. Um, Besides that, that was all that the article really gave us. We know it's the Daydream. We know it's a VR headset for Android. That's kind of it. Um, so there's our tech. Let's move aside. Video games. Everyone loves video games. Batman is going to be back this summer. That's right. Batman Arkham Asylum and Batman Arkham City remastered using the Unreal 4 engine is coming this summer. It's coming to PS4 and Xbox One on July 26th. It's going to cost $49.99. And honestly, to me, that's pretty amazing. They're two really good games, and they're both, which is basically $25 each. You can also play the Game of the Year editions, or you can buy the downloadable content. So if you do the Game of the Year editions, I think it costs a little more, and then or you don't have to buy Game of the Year editions and just buy the DLCs you want, which is also really cool. The official title for the 2-pack is called Batman Return to Arkham, and again, that's in the Unreal 4 engine, which I believe is what they did Arkham Knight in. So the graphics are all really nice. They were saying that the fans will really like Arkham City and how the new engine was able to play with the lights and shades, and so that's pretty cool. That's all I really have for video games. Everything else is just kind of pumping out the hey, remember Final Fantasy 15's a thing? Here's some cooler photos. Which, if you really want to, you can check that out. I can I'll see what I can find and put that in the description as well. As we delve closer to the bottom of this barrel of news that we have, we're going to go to television, where we have news of Robert Kirkman, who created creator of the hit series and comic book The Walking Dead, who is going to be producing a new show slash documentary on AMC called Heroes and Villains: The History of Comic Books. There's reported to be 6 episodes so far, each an hour long. The show's coming sometime in 2017. We don't know who is hosting it. People are saying they want Robert Kirkman himself to host it, but we'll see. I mean, he already has a lot on his plate with the Walking Dead series and comic book series. On top of a new show he started called, I think, Outcast on Cinemax, and he's producing movies, and he's got his fingers in everybody's pies. I don't know if he has time to host as well, but who knows, maybe. Anyway, Heroes and Villains, The History of Comic Books, is, again, starting in 2017, is exploring the stories, the people, and the events that transform the comic book industry, which is really exciting for me. I find that stuff very interesting. I always liked watching documentaries about the comic book industry, especially back in the day when it was when Marvel and DC were first starting. Those were really cool. Honestly, that's kind of how we got our namesake. It's kind of a homage to Stan Lee, who in a documentary was talking about working with Jack Kirby, and Jack Kirby would always come up to him and be like, "Hey, I need a name for some kind of monster." And Stan Lee would be like, "Well, what kind of monster is it?" And Jack Kirby would be like, "Well, I kind of made this giant electric monster. It's just lots of electricity, sentient." And Stan Lee would go, "Bzurp." And then next thing you know, Bzurp. So we kind of were like, well, we can't think of anything. Let's Stan Lee it. And then I went, Bizarre, because it's kind of a homage to the Bizarre part of that, and because that was the first thing that came to my head. I also like how all these things are happening on AMC. Walking Dead, Fear of the Walking Dead. We have this show coming, and this Sunday they're premiering Preacher, and I'm actually writing an article about Preacher with very, 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 very few spoilers that'll help you kind of get to know what the show's going to be about. Tell you a little bit about some of the characters, and tell you a little bit about the plot, but without major spoilers. Again, it premieres this Sunday at AMC. I should have the article up tomorrow. There will be a link on our Facebook page about it. So I hope you check that out. That's going to be fun. I'm super excited for Preacher. And it premieres Sunday at 10 at night. So I understand if that's hard for some of you to watch, but I hope you guys watch it. Finally, we move on to our last subject. Movies. Specifically, The Dark Tower. Stephen King has come forward and said that many fans of the Dark Tower series will not like the changes to the story until they see where it's going. And that's not verbatim, but basically, the movie, which is supposed to be going to be ready February 17th, 2017, will start at the beginning, but quickly jump to the middle of the story, and apparently, for obvious reasons that we'll see, that will make sense to us when we actually watch the movie. So fans of the Dark Tower series, apparently he's afraid won't like it at first. And then as the movie progresses, they'll go, "Oh, that makes sense." Which I like when stories do that, because it's more like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen right when it starts. Where's this going? That's kind of cool. I like that. He said that the director, Arkell, I don't know how to pronounce his name for sure, has been listening to him about his concerns, and he believes everyone is on board with where the story should start. Also, side note, some pictures came out earlier this week of Idris Elba in costume that people seem really put off by. Stuff about how he should look dirty and gritty, and not like his clothes came out of a dry cleaner's. But I'd like to point out that this is still pretty early development, and that all that stuff will probably be added in at a later time during editing and shit. So chill out, people. Damn, it's not the end of the world. Do you not know how movies are made? They don't go rolling around in the dirt and going, "Okay, I'm ready to shoot." It's like there's makeup and then editing. Anyways, that's all I really have. I just wanted to let you guys know about some of the things that are going on in the geek world and what you could be expecting. And I think that should wrap it up for our geek news. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed your time. Remember, Geek News is part of the Bizarre Network. You can you can find more quality content on our website at www.bizarre.com or our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/bizarre. So come geek out with us.